It's 7:14 on a Friday morning. Before his coffee is ready, before he checks the news, before anyone else in his apartment is awake, a pharmacy technician named David unlocks his phone. Tap. Exactly $50 leaves his checking account. Not $40, not $100, not whatever's left. Just $50. Then he puts his phone away and continues his morning like nothing happened. It doesn't look impressive. No trading screens, no luxury lifestyle, no six-figure salary, just one quiet transfer. But here's the part almost nobody knows. That tiny habit eventually gave David something millions of people never experience: financial peace. Not because he earned more, not because he invested better, but because he stopped thinking about money the way everyone else does. And it all started with what he calls the $50 rule. Most people believe saving money has one requirement: you need to make more. It sounds logical. But if that were true, every high-income earner would feel financially secure. They don't. Some people making $200,000 a year still panic when an unexpected bill arrives. Meanwhile, others earning a fraction of that sleep peacefully. Why? Because income and security aren't the same thing. The real difference is how they build protection. David learned this the hard way. He brings home about $2,380 each month after rent, utilities, groceries, gas, insurance. There isn't much left. Some months there's almost nothing. Traditional financial advice tells people like David to save 20% of their income. The problem? You can't save money that doesn't exist. And that's where most people quit. Not because they're lazy, because the goal feels impossible. David almost gave up too, until one conversation changed the way he looked at progress forever. His uncle spent more than 30 years laying tile floors. One afternoon, David asked him, "How do you stay motivated when a single floor takes months to finish?" His uncle smiled, then said something David never forgot. "I've never built a floor. I just set the next tile." That's it. Not the whole building, not the finished lobby, just the next tile. Years later, David realized something. Money works exactly the same way. Most people stare at the finished building. The people who actually succeed just lay the next brick. Rule 1. Build bricks, not dreams. Here's the first rule. Forget giant savings goals. Stop telling yourself you need $10,000 or $20,000 or one full year's expenses. Those numbers are too far away. Instead, your emergency fund exists in only one unit, a brick. Each brick equals exactly $50. That's it. Nothing larger, nothing smaller. Suddenly the goal changes. You're no longer trying to save thousands. You're simply laying one more brick every payday. One brick. No decisions. No motivation. No negotiating with yourself. David automated the transfer every other Friday, 7:14 a.m. The money moved before he could talk himself out of it, because discipline eventually gets tired. Systems don't. But here's where the strategy becomes surprisingly powerful. The automatic brick isn't what built the wall. Something else did. Rule 2. Convert every surprise. Think about what usually happens when unexpected money appears. A tax refund, a birthday gift, selling something online, canceling a subscription, working an extra shift. Most of us treat that money like free money. We spend it because it wasn't part of the plan. David did the opposite. Every unexpected dollar had only one job: become bricks fast. Within 24 hours, no waiting, no thinking, no shopping first, a canceled subscription, more bricks, a refund, more bricks, an overtime shift, more bricks. Slowly, those random moments that used to disappear started building something permanent. The funny thing is, none of them felt life-changing. But together, They changed his life. Then came the rule almost nobody expects. Ironically, it's the one that keeps the entire system alive. Rule 3. Never save more than one brick at a time. This sounds backwards. Most people think saving more is always better. David discovered the opposite. You're never allowed to make a single savings decision bigger than $50. Why? Because motivation lies. One month you feel unstoppable. You save $400. The next month life happens. Now saving $400 feels impossible. You miss once, then twice, then you quit. The same ambition that creates giant victories often creates giant failures. The $50 rule removes emotion from the equation. Some weeks are great. Some weeks aren't. The wall doesn't care. If life forces you to pause, the wall simply waits. No guilt, no restarting, just the next brick. 11 months later, life finally tested the system. David's brakes failed. Repair bill, $380. A year earlier, that phone call would have ruined his week. Credit cards, stress, moving money around, wondering which bill had to wait. Instead, he quietly paid, got back into his car, drove home. Halfway through the drive, something strange happened. He realized nothing else happened. No panic, no anxiety, no financial domino effect. The emergency fund absorbed the hit exactly as it was designed to. Later he laughed and called it the most expensive, boring afternoon of my life. And that's when David understood something. The real product wasn't the money. It was the silence. There's another man at David's workplace. We'll call him Paul. Same paycheck, same city, same cost of living. Paul always starts with big goals. I'm saving $500 every month. It sounds impressive, until life interrupts. A repair, a medical bill, Christmas, unexpected expenses. Then the plan collapses. Months later, he starts again, and again, and again. David never tried to impress anyone. Every payday, he simply laid another brick. 5 years later, those ordinary mornings looked extraordinary. Not because any single transfer mattered, but because thousands of tiny decisions quietly became one very large result. Here's the truth most people never hear. Building wealth isn't about making one heroic decision. It's about making one small decision so consistently that it eventually becomes invisible. Most people wait until they earn more before they start saving. David started saving first, and because he did, he finally reached the point where money stopped controlling every decision. Tomorrow morning, someone will wake up, open their banking app, move another $50. Nobody around them will notice. But years from now, they'll be living a completely different life because of it. Because you don't build financial freedom all at once. You build it one brick at a time.